This is an AWR report from an Oracle database, where users complained that the system was slow. Right away, the top weight events show something unusual. The second largest weight, Logfile Sync, has an average of 78 milliseconds. That's way too high. But the DB file scattered rate and the DB file sequential rate weights are almost zero. That means the data file I/O is excellent. So if storage was the issue, then only the redo log disks could be slow. Maybe the redo and the data files sat on the different disks. We can also see some GC-related weights here. That's a sign the global cache fill wasn't working efficiently. Next, I check the background events. Log file parallel write tells us the real disk write time for redo. It's just 1 millisecond on average. So redo storage is fine. But interestingly, to really see background weights show up at the very top of the list. NLS wait on SendTrack. That's the time the NLS log network server process waits for the standby to confirm redo. LGWR NLS wait on channel. That's the log writer process waiting for NLS to finish sending redo. Together, they point to a redo transport bottleneck. In short, the primary database is waiting for the standby to say, "Okay, I got your redo." These GC-related weights also show up in the top events. I go on to check the rec statistics. They show poor flash times for both CR and current blocks. Obviously, that's a direct consequence of slow redo log sync. Scrolling down to the init.or parameters section, we found the parameter log archive dist2. It controls redo transfer behavior. Here, sync means the primary must wait for the standby to acknowledge every redo. Affirm means the standby must physically write it to disk before confirming. That's great for data protection. Zero data loss, but terrible for performance. Now every commit waits for both network latency and standby I/O. No wonder log file sync is extremely high. After talking with the client, I find this database is for a hospital's LIS system, a laboratory information system. They had set up a standby database on a virtual machine for safety. But the virtual machine was too slow, and it dragged down the whole system. My suggestion is simple. Change log archive dist2 from sync to async. affirm to low affirm. That keeps the standby but avoids waiting on every commit. In the end, the client went even further. They dropped the standby database entirely. After that, performance returned to normal. Problem solved.